Interesting news. Interesting news started breaking early this morning. Although it's apparently been a suggestion for some time now. But you have a group of sheikhs, or sheikhs, as we would say, a group of sheikhs in the Hebron area of the West Bank who do not like the Palestinian Authority, think the Palestinian Authority is garbage and that there's no future with the Palestinian Authority, and saying that they would like to break away from the rest of the West Bank, have their own emirate, which will be part of the Abraham Accords, and they will acknowledge Israel's right to exist as a homeland for Jews.
Whoa, man.
And the reason for everyone to pay attention to this right now is if something does not happen soon, these guys will be in trouble. These guys will be in trouble long term. Right now, the Palestinian Authority has its own stuff to deal with, but these guys trying to break away, these guys trying to break away would be kind of a big deal. Because if you're the Palestinian Authority, you can't have everyone breaking away and deciding to do their own thing.
Yeah, so this comes, I guess, with some recent news, with some recent updates on the whole conflict. Not talking about ECAM now, talking about Israel and Palestine. And namely that members of the governing Likud party, the conservative party that Netanyahu is part of and in charge of, has apparently recently just recommended that that Netanyahu should, before the reconvening of the parliament, declare Israeli sovereignty over the West Bank. So what they're saying is basically that Israel should make a move to directly annex the West Bank and to make it officially part of Israel. And I guess now that some people are feeling the heat and thinking, wait, no, we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. Because once they do that, there is no going back. There is no going back. Nobody will take the West Bank away from Israel. So maybe it's time to make some compromise. That's what it looks like. I don't know.
We shall soon see. Let me get a map up on the screen just so people know what we're talking about here. All right, guys. So this is a map of Israel. Good to learn your geography, given everything people are always talking about, right? So you've got Egypt off there to the left. You've got Jordan there on the side. You got Syria and Lebanon up top. And then what you have in the purplish, bluish there, whatever the color that is, that's Israel. And then you have a big chunk that looks like it's been taken right out of Israel, right there. That's called the West Bank. And then over on the side, the little corner on the left side of Israel, that's the Gaza Strip. And that area was once controlled by the Philistines. Philistines brought all their old world demons to that place. And then the Philistines eventually died. But they left all their old world demons haunting that place and making everyone obsessed with killing everybody. We're going to kill the Jews, right? So that's still a pretty rough place. But the West Bank, not nearly as demon possessed, but still not good. Still not good. Got a lot of problems. But let's go ahead and zoom in here. So you see West Bank. See where Jerusalem is? You got West Bank, and then towards the getting down to the second part of the West Bank green area, you've got Jerusalem right there. Jerusalem. And then below Jerusalem on the map, down below Jerusalem, you got this little place called Hebron, right? Which is actually, I think it's the biggest city in the West Bank, I think.
Hebron.
Huh?
Powerful.
Yep, I think it's the biggest city in the West Bank. But it looks like you see how the West Bank is in like two sections with the smaller section on the bottom. It looks like the Sheikhs want to take that area on the bottom, separate from the Palestinian Authority, which they say is just a bunch of terrorists who want to keep doing terrorist things, and these guys can have no future living under these guys. They're pointing out, it's actually an interesting article. They're pointing out that this place is run by families, right? These whole areas are run by like families and clans, and your loyalty is to your family and your clan. And then all of a sudden you get this organization that's imposed over top of you. We have the authority here. And they're like, who are you guys? Who are you guys? For generations, we're run by like our families and our loyalty to our families and our clans. And then you guys come along and tell us that, no, we all have to be terrorists and we have to pay you and you get to take all our stuff. And they're like, what is this? You're not even from here. You guys are outsiders who are imposed on us and we don't like you. And so these guys are now suggesting that, you see that bottom section there, that bottom section with Hebron in the middle. They want to break that thing off and make that an emirate that joins the Abraham Accords, meaning they will acknowledge Israel's right to exist and defend itself, recognize Israel as a Jewish homeland, and so on, and no more fighting, and they will keep their own radicals under control. They actually say, again, we'll check this out in the article. It's very interesting. They'll say that they'll be able to do a better job of keeping terrorists under control and so on, keeping extremists, because it's all family based, right? It's all, if you violate the rules of your family, you're evil scum. You're evil scum, and your own family and your own clan is going to hunt you down. Whereas with the Palestinian Authority, and so again, this is like some outside rule that was just imposed on all these groups and so on. And they're told, now you have to listen to them. They're your government. Like, who are these guys? Who are these guys? Anyway, so this is some interesting stuff.
Now,
So,
there are a few things to say here, which are convenient. Actually, while the map is up here, let's put
you want the map back up?
Let's put the map.
Let's
back
get
up
that
here.
map back up here. Hey, tech guy, get the map back up. Okay, there we go. Oh no, that's not wrong. Oh,
That's not wrong.
how about that one? Nope, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. All right. Tech guy, you're fired.
Now-
Just kidding.
Now
The
here
tech
we
guy
have
is
the
me.
map, not to be confused with Daniel Kikachu, but we have a map here in front of us, and the problem with what you're describing, the problem with breaking off that small part at the bottom and making an independent state or like an emirate or something there, the big problem with this is that that part specifically is something that Jews who take the land seriously would not want to give away. I would say that they would probably even be more likely to give away the other northern part than the southern part, because the southern part is historically part of Judea and is also today known as Judea. So Israelis refer to the West Bank as Judea and Samaria, where Judea is the southern part, because it is part of what was historically Judea, and the northern part is Samaria, because it's what was historically known as Samaria. And the southern part is the heart of Judea, and Hebron is historically a very important city to Jewish identity, because it is a city that without interruption was populated by Jews for thousands of years until the beginning or the middle of this the last century, where Jews endured a pogrom, a massacre, and were eventually exiled and kicked out. Now, the Arab side has it and refers to it as Al-Khalil, but it is a purely Jewish city, Hebron. And it is directly all connected to Jerusalem and is, as said, the heart of Judea. So this seems a little bit of a difficult bargain to have, but whatever.
Hey, AP, tell me you didn't read the article without telling me you didn't read the article.
I didn't read the article.
Aha! But you didn't follow the instructions because you were supposed to do it without telling me.
Well, I don't like being told what to do. So.
Anyway, though it sounds like, and I only kind of skimmed it, but it sounds like the plan is to have kind of zones. I mean, they already have zones and stuff there, but there would be like areas where you can where there will be Jewish settlements and so on, and like a mixture of people, and people get along there. And then sounds like they're gonna break things into different parts, but sounds like they're envisioning a place where Jews and these Arab families and stuff can all be living in kind of in the same areas and stuff. So you only think in terms of division because you're Turkish, but there are other people who think differently. But yeah, we'll actually go through this because anyway, it does look interesting. I have to say, I just have to say, ladies and gentlemen, we've always been aware that at some point some people need to break away from the terrorists, right? And not just be another terrorist group breaking away from the other terror, because that's what you have a lot of in the past. You'll have this terrorist group, and these people break away, and they'll say, "Oh, they're the good guys." No, they're just a different terrorist group who wants to terrorize in different ways, right? You need people breaking away who say, "We don't want to live like this. We don't want to be part of this anymore. We want a future for our families, for our clans, for our great grandkids. We want a better future where we could be building and making an awesome place to live." And those people are those are the people who realize, no, we need to get along. We need to get along with Israel for this to happen. And we need to not be working with terrorists who keep using us to terrorize stuff. That's what you need. That's what you need. And it would be good to have a nice section of it. It would be good to get a nice section like now. And then it would be good for the rest of the Palestinian territories to be looking and going, these guys are doing really well. They're living like bosses down there. Their places are building up. Meanwhile, we're still building tunnels over here to hide from, the rockets after the next terrorist attack we launch. Maybe it's not. This stuff isn't going to happen overnight. You want change over time to get some sort of positive outcome in the future.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to check out this article. It's a detailed article going through the Sheikhs proposal. And sounds like if anyone knows what's going on there, it's these guys. And it's some interesting stuff.